Good morning, my dear kids. How are you? I hope you all are safe at your home. My kids, what about the assignments that I had given to you? I believe all my kids done your assignments and get ready for our today's class. Kids, today we are going to start off our class with a new chapter. The name of our chapter is Annie's Confession from your literature textbook. And this is a very interesting story about a girl by named Annie Shirley. And she was an orphan and she had spent most of the days in an orphanage. So kids, do you know who is the author of this story? I will share some information about the author. The story was written by Lucy Maud Montgomery. Lucy Maud Montgomery. She wrote the famous novel named Annie of Green Gables, and our story Annie's Confession is an extract from this novel. Okay, then so Lucy Maud Montgomery was a Canadian author best known for a series of books featuring Annie Shirley, a red-headed orphan girl. Annie of Green Gables is muchy, loved novel of our children even today. And it was first published in 1908 and it has been made into several films and TV series. Okay, this is about our author and the name of our author is Lucy Maud Montgomery. Okay, my kids, shall we move to our story? Okay, this particular story, Annie's Confession, is set in Canada in a farm called Green Gables. There are two people, a brother and a sister, by name Matthew Cuthbert and Marilla Cuthbert. Then they had a plan to adopt a boy to do work in the farm. But by chance they got a girl by name Annie Shirley, an orphan who had spent most of their days in the orphanage, and they got Annie Shirley instead of a boy to help them in the farm. And about Annie Shirley was an active and bright girl, and she moved at farm and at school very quickly. Now, my kids, will Marilla Cuthbert like Annie? What we need to know in the story, and also what happened in the story to make Annie confess. What do you mean by confess? Confess എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താ? The name of our story is Annie's Confession. And what is the meaning of the word confess or confession? Confession എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താ? To be ready to accept mistake. അതായത് കുറ്റം ഏറ്റു പറയുക അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കുമ്പസാരിക്കുക, കുറ്റം ഏറ്റു പറയുക, ഇതിനാണ് നമ്മൾ കൺഫെഷൻ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കൺഫസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. So we need to know what happened in the story to make Annie confess. Okay, shall we move to our story? Okay, my kids, now take your textbook in your hand, take your pencil, and you know what to do. Underline the difficult words and find out the meanings. Okay, are you ready? Listen carefully and go through the textbook. Okay, my kids. Okay, listen to your textbook. Matthew and Marilla Cuthbert are a brother and sister in their 50s. Okay, Matthew and Marilla Cuthbert are the brother and sister and they are in the 50s. 50 means they are in the age of 50s. They live on a farm called Green Gables in a small Canadian village. I told you. They live on a farm. The name of that farm is Green Gables and it is in Canada. They want to adopt a young boy who will help them with the farm. They decide to adopt a young boy to do work in the farm. അങ്ങനെ രണ്ട് ക്യാരക്ടേഴ്സ് ഉണ്ട് സ്റ്റോറിയിൽ, ബ്രദറും സിസ്റ്ററും. അവരുടെ പേരാണ് മാത്യു കത്ബർട്ട് ആൻഡ് മറില കത്ബർട്ട്. ആൻഡ് അവരൊരു ഫാമിലാണ് ജീവിക്കുന്നത്. ദ നെയിം ഓഫ് ദറ്റ് ഫാം ഇസ് ഗ്രീൻ ഗേബിൾസ് ആൻഡ് ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് ഇൻ കാനഡ. ആൻഡ് ദേ ഡിസൈഡഡ് ടു അഡോപ്റ്റ് എ ബോയ് ടു ഡു വർക്ക് ഇൻ ദ ഫാം. അവര് ഒരു ബോയിനെ അഡോപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ തീരുമാനിച്ചു, ഫാമിലെ വർക്കുകളെല്ലാം ചെയ്യാൻ. But due to misunderstanding, Annie Shirley, an 11-year orphan girl with red hair, is sent to the farm instead of a boy. But due to misunderstanding, who came there to help Matthew Cuthbert and Marilla Cuthbert? An 11-year orphan girl by name Annie Shirley. അവരെ സഹായിക്കാൻ ആരാ വന്നത്? ആനി ഷെല്ലി എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു ഓർഫൻ ഗേൾ ആണ് അവരെ ഒരു ബോയിനെ ആവശ്യപ്പെട്ട അവർക്ക് ഒരു മിസ്അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ്ങിലൂടെ കിട്ടിയത്. Annie has spent her childhood in orphanage and with strangers. And we know Annie is an orphan girl, so her life in an orphanage. She is a bright and active girl who quickly makes friends at the farm and at school. And Annie Shirley is a bright and active girl, and also, that's why she very quickly makes lot of friends at school and at farm. Will the strict Marilla like her though? That we need to know. That will Marilla like our Annie Shirley? Okay, listen to the textbook. One day evening, Marilla came down from her room with a worried look on her face. So one Monday evening, Marilla came from her room and she looks a bit worried. Annie, she said to the small person shelling peas by the table, have you seen my amethyst brooch? I can't find it anywhere. Then Marilla is asking to Annie, and Annie, have you seen my amethyst brooch? Brooch means a piece of jewel. It has a pin at the back so that we can pin that jewel in a frock or dress, similar to a saree pin. Then brooch, amethyst brooch എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ പർപ്പിൾ കളറിലുള്ള സാരി പിൻ പോലത്തെ ജുവൽ ആണ് നമ്മുടെ മാറിലയുടെ മിസ്സിംഗ് ആയിരിക്കുന്നത്. So then what was the reply of Annie? Annie said, I saw it this afternoon when you were away, said Annie a little slowly. So Annie replied, yes, I saw your amethyst brooch in your room in this afternoon. I was passing your door when I saw it on the pin cushion, so I went in to look at it. I was passing nearby your door and I saw that amethyst brooch in your room. It was fixed in a pin cushion. It was fixed on a pin cushion and I went in to look at it. ഞാൻ നിന്റെ റൂമിൻ്റെ അടുത്തുകൂടി നടന്നു പോയപ്പോൾ ആ ആംത്യസ് ബ്രൂച്ച് അവിടുത്തെ പിൻ കുഷ്യനിൽ ഫിക്സ് ചെയ്ത് വെച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. സോ ഐ വെന്റ് ഇൻ ടു ലുക്ക് അറ്റ് ഇറ്റ്. ഞാൻ അതുകൊണ്ട് റൂമിലേക്ക് കയറി അതൊന്ന് എടുത്ത് നോക്കി. ഡിഡ് യു ടച്ച് ഇറ്റ്? asked Marla sternly. Then we know Marla is a very strict lady, and Marla asked, did you touch it? Yes, admitted Annie. I pinned it on just to see how it would look. Then Annie said, yes, I touched it. I took that jewel and I pinned it on my frock and to check how it would look. എന്താ പറഞ്ഞേ? ഞാനത് എടുത്തു, ഞാനതിൻ്റെ ഡ്രസ്സിൽ പിൻ ചെയ്ത് നോക്കി, എങ്ങനെ ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കും എന്ന് കാണാൻ വേണ്ടി ഞാനതിൻ്റെ ഡ്രസ്സിലൊന്ന് പിൻ ചെയ്ത് നോക്കി. You shouldn't have gone into my room and you shouldn't have touched at a brooch that didn't belong to you. Where did you put it? Then Marilla became very angry and she shouted to Annie and said, why did you go to my room without my permission? Why did you touch the brooch that not belongs to you? അപ്പം നീ എന്തിനാണ് എൻ്റെ പെർമിഷൻ ഇല്ലാതെ എൻ്റെ റൂമിലേക്ക് വന്നത്, എൻ്റെ റൂമിലേക്ക് കയറിയത്? അതുപോലെ നീ എന്തിനാണ് നിൻ്റേതല്ലാത്ത സാധനത്തിൽ നീ പെർമിഷൻ ഇല്ലാതെ, അനുവാദമില്ലാതെ തൊട്ടത്? Then where did you put it? Then say me, where did you put it? Now it was missing. I put it back on the table. Oh Marilla, I see now that it was wrong and I will never do it again. That's one good thing about me. I never do the same naughty things twice. So Annie is saying, Marilla, I put it on the back. I put it on the table. I didn't take that amethyst brooch to the outside of your room. I put it on the table. I understood it was a wrong. That means it was wrong. What is the wrong here? That means without permission we can't enter to others' room, and also we can't take the things not belongs to us. Without permission we can't take others things not belongs to us. മറ്റുള്ളവരുടെ അനുവാദമില്ലാതെ അവരുടെ ഒരു സാധനങ്ങൾ നമുക്ക് എടുക്കാൻ പാടില്ല. അതുപോലെ മറ്റുള്ളവരുടെ അനുവാദമില്ലാതെ നമുക്ക് ഒരാളുടെ മുറിയിലേക്ക് പ്രവേശിക്കാനും പാടില്ല. Then Anne is saying, I understood my mistakes, and that's one good thing about me is I never do the same mistake. Notice things twice. The good thing about me is I never commit the same mistakes. Okay, ഞാൻ ഒരു തെറ്റ് പറ്റി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ പിന്നീട് ആ ഒരു തെറ്റ് ഒരിക്കലും ചെയ്യത്തില്ല. That brooch is not anywhere on the table. You have taken it out or something, Annie said Marilla. Then Marilla is saying, now that brooch was missing. You have taken it out or something happened there, said Marilla. Then Marilla is saying, now the brooch was missing. Maybe you haven't taken it out or you did it something with that. ഓക്കെ, ഒന്നെങ്കിൽ നീ ആ ബ്രൂച്ച് എടുത്ത് പുറത്തോട്ട് പോയിട്ടുണ്ട്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അതിൽ എന്തോ സംഭവിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. എനിവേ നൗ മൈ amethyst brooch was missing. ഇപ്പം എൻ്റെ amethyst brooch കാണുന്നില്ല. I did put it back, said Annie quickly. I just don't remember whether I stuck it on the pincushion, but I certainly put it back. Then Annie is saying that I put it back. I just don't remember that I fixed it on the pincushion. Anyway, I don't take your amethyst brooch outside of your room. അപ്പം മാനി എന്താ പറയുന്നത്, ഞാൻ അത് നിൻ്റെ റൂമിൽ തന്നെ വെച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഞാൻ പിൻകുഷ്യനിൽ ഫിക്സ് ചെയ്ത് വെച്ചോ എന്ന് ഞാൻ ഓർക്കുന്നില്ല, എന്നിരുന്നാലും ഞാനത് പുറത്തോട്ട് എടുത്തിട്ടില്ല. I will go ahead and have another look, said Marilla. Trying to be fair, Marilla went back to her room and looked carefully, but the brooch was not to be found. Then Marilla said, okay, and now I am going to my room to check once more. Okay, I am going to my room and I will check carefully. Then Marilla went to her room and she checked each and every corner of that room, but the brooch was not be found. But the brooch was missing. അങ്ങനെ മറില തിരിച്ചു പോയി മറിലയുടെ റൂമെല്ലാം നോക്കി, പക്ഷെ മറിലേക്ക് amethyst brooch കണ്ടെടുക്കാൻ സാധിച്ചില്ല. Annie, the brooch is gone and you were the last person to see it. Did you take it out and lose it? Tell me the truth. Then Marilla is Marilla is shouting to Annie and saying, Annie, the brooch was missing. You are the last person to see it. Did you take it outside and lose it? Tell me the truth. Then Marilla came back after checking her room and she's saying, Annie, you are the last person to see that brooch. Say me, did you take it outside and lose it? Tell me the truth. അപ്പം ആനിയുടെ എന്താ പറയുന്നത്, നീയാണ് അത് അവസാനമായിട്ട് കണ്ട വ്യക്തി. സത്യം പറ, നീ അത് എടുത്തോണ്ട് പുറത്തോട്ട് പോയി അത് നിന്റെ കയ്യിൽ നിന്ന് കളഞ്ഞു പോയോ? I never took the brooch out of your room and that is the truth, said Annie sincerely. Then Annie saying, I never took your brooch outside of your room. That is the truth. I am saying the truth. I am not lying. I never took your brooch outside of your room. What is Annie saying? I am not lying. I am saying the truth. I never took your brooch outside of your room. ഞാൻ നിന്റെ amethyst brooch പുറത്തോട്ട് എടുത്തുകൊണ്ട് പോയില്ല, ഞാനത് അവിടെ തന്നെ വെച്ചു. I believe you are lying, Annie, Marilla said sharply. Now don't say anything more or less. You are prepared to tell the truth. Go to your room and stay there until you are ready to confess. Okay, then. I believe you are telling lie to me. Then Marilla is saying, Annie, I am not going to believe you. I know you are telling lie to me. Now don't say anything more or less. You are prepared to tell me the truth. Go to your room and be there and get ready to confess or get ready to tell me the truth. Then Marilla is saying, go to your room, Annie, and be there, stay there and ready to tell me that. When Annie had gone, Marilla went back her evening task in a very disturbed state of mind. Then Annie gone to her room and Marilla went back to the kitchen and she was doing the kitchen works, but she was very disturbed state of mind. What do you mean by that? upset, very upset and worried. And Marilla was very upset and worried, and at that time Marilla was very upset and worried. She may have just taken to play with and lose it, and is now afraid to admit. It is clear that she took it because no one else has been in that room. I wouldn't mind so much if she had only told the truth about it, she thought. Then Marley is thinking that I know she took that brooch outside and she lost it because no one get into my room at that time, and she was the only person see the amethyst brooch there. So she was the only person take the amethyst brooch in her hand. So I know maybe she took the amethyst brooch outside from her room and play with that, lost it. Okay, the thing is confusing me. The thing is making me more worried that why she is telling lie to me. Why she is not ready to confess me. Why she is not ready to tell me the truth. മർല എന്താ പറയുന്നത്, അവളാണ് ആനിയാണ് അത് ലാസ്റ്റ് കണ്ടത്, ആനിയാണ് എൻ്റെ മുറിയിൽ അവസാനം കയറിയത്, അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ അവൾ അതെടുത്ത് പുറത്തു കൊണ്ട് കളിച്ചു കാണും. പക്ഷെ എന്നെ കൂടുതൽ വിഷമിപ്പിക്കുന്നത്, എന്നെ കൂടുതൽ സങ്കടമാക്കുന്നത് എന്താണ്, എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് അവൾ ആ സത്യം എന്നോട് തുറന്നു പറയാൻ സമ്മതിക്കാത്തത്, എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് അവൾ എന്നോട് ഇപ്പോഴും കള്ളത്തരം പറയുന്നത്. സോ later in the evening, when Marilla went up to see Annie, she saw that the child had been crying. Then in the evening, Marilla went to Annie's room. At that time, Annie was crying, and Marilla saw that Annie was crying. The picnic is tomorrow, Marilla, cried Annie as soon as she saw her. Then Annie saw that Marilla is in her room, and Annie is saying, Marilla, the picnic is tomorrow. I want to go to the picnic. You won't keep me from going to that, will you? Let me out for the afternoon. Then I will stay here as long as you like afterwards. But I must go to the picnic. Then Annie is saying to Marilla, tomorrow is my picnic. Please allow me to go out to the picnic. Don't keep me here. Send me to the picnic, and after that I will come here and I will stay here as much as you want. ആനി മറിലയോട് എന്താ പറയുന്നത്, മറില നാളെയാണ് പിക്നിക്കിന് പോകുന്നത്, അതുകൊണ്ട് നീ എന്നെ പിക്നിക്കിന്. Then Marilla is shouting, or Marilla is saying to Annie with a little bit angry that you are not going to picnics until you have confessed. Annie, you are not going to picnic. I am not allowing you to go to the picnic until you are ready to confess to me. നീ എന്നോട് തെറ്റ് ഏറ്റു പറയാതെ നിന്നെ ഞാൻ പിക്നിക്കിന് പോകാൻ അനുവാദം തരുന്നതല്ല. Oh Marilla, gasped Annie, but Marilla had gone out and shut the door. Then Annie asked, oh Marilla. Then what was the reaction of Marilla? Marilla go out and shut the door. Marilla had gone out and shut the door. Okay, my kids, let me stop at this point. The rest of a portion we will discuss in our next class. Okay, I hope all of you understood up to this. Okay, what is the name of our story? The name of our story is Annie's Confession, and it is written by Lucy Maud Montgomery. And 3 characters are there in our story: Matthew Cuthbert, Marilla Cuthbert, and an orphan girl by name Annie Shirley. Matthew Cuthbert and Marilla Cuthbert, they live on a farm named Green Gables in Canada, and they decided to adopt a boy to help her do the work in the farm. But due to misunderstanding, they got a girl, an 11-year orphan girl by name Annie Shirley. And we know Annie Shirley is a bright and active girl, and she makes a lot of friends at farm and at school very quickly. The thing is, one Monday evening, Marilla came from her room and asked to Annie, where is her amethyst brooch? That means her amethyst brooch was missing. Then Annie said she didn't take her amethyst brooch. By passing Marilla's room, Annie saw that amethyst brooch in Marilla's room, and she went in that room and she took that amethyst brooch and she put it on the table back. But now that amethyst brooch was missing. So Marilla punished Annie. That means Marilla don't allow Annie to go to the picnic. That was the punishment. Then Annie was very excited to go to the picnic, but Marilla gave the punishment that I am not allowing you to go to the picnic. I hope all of you understood this class. Okay, now you know this is your activity time. I am going to give you activity. Okay, the first thing is study the highlighted words in this chapter and its meanings, and study the spelling. Everything you need to study. Spelling, meanings, and study the spelling. Everything you need to study. Spelling, the meanings, and everything. Then the next activity is what happened to that Amphius brooch. The question is what happened to that Amphius brooch. So my kids, write by yourself. You can write your creativities. You can show your imaginations and make a short story what happened to that Amphius brooch. Okay, my kids. So two activities are there. Three activities are there. Study the meanings. Study the meanings and highlighted words. And the next activity is, the question is what happened to the Amphius brooch. That means write a short paragraph about what this question, based on this question. Then the third one is read the text 2 times. Okay, my kids. Thank you for watching and listening me. Enjoy your day by doing our activities, and